Hey y'all, happy Saturday. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach and Speak Your Truth, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationship. And this question is question number 25 of Unpacking the Baggage Questions. Don't forget, there's a link in the description of the video where you can actually get your download your free 30 questions for Unpacking the Baggage, and go ahead and start answering those questions so that you can find out more about who you are and how you, of course, what your patterns are, how you behave, that kind of thing inside your relationship. So, like I said, these questions definitely helped me. This is what I, of course, wrote down in my journal, and the things I was asking myself, and the things that I answered about myself when it came to relationships. So like I said, I was definitely sharing this with you all. Again, this is question number 25. This question says, what were you raised to think about sex? Who provided you with sex education? So I just want to make sure y'all knew that was the question. And for me, of course, because I did tell you, I let you all know that I was going to answer these questions as well. But for me, as far as sex education, I got just that 1 hour from school. I think it was in 5th or 6th grade that we all normally get, I guess, well, most of us get. I guess I put it that way. My parents or no one around me talked to me about sex education at all. It was more of course, my period or the hair growth or that kind of thing. When I was asking about shaving or that kind of thing, that was honestly it. Like I said, I didn't get much of any sex education at all, except for the information I learned at school. Excuse me. And of course, that led me to, of course, I was always interested in it because nobody's talking about it, but you of course see videos. I heard music talking about sex and all this nasty stuff. And I'm like, okay, what is so good about this? This is just intriguing to me. So, of course, I took it upon myself to, of course, educate myself the way that I knew how. And that was, of course, asking others. That was, of course, looking in the dictionary. It gives you words and different things that you can look up as well. Because I was in grade school, middle school. I don't know, that was back in like the mid-90s, late 80s, stuff like that. So I was, of course, just looking up stuff. So, I mean, there was no other way back then that I could have done that. Nowadays, of course, we know that we have internet and all that kind of stuff. So there's all types of stuff right now at our fingertips. So like I said, I still research stuff now. It's not that it just stopped when I got out of middle school, out of grade school. No, it never stopped. I was always interested in sex and interested in talking about sex. I know some of you all may have been on that video a little while ago when I was talking about the show Real Sex and that kind of thing, how I was so intrigued about that and how I wanted to kind of create that kind of environment within my business as well, so that you all can know, of course, about different lifestyles, and you don't have to do anything I'm talking about, but just the education is always, I guess, is always how I look at things. Just educate yourself so that you can know what's going on, that kind of thing. If you want to do it, then go ahead and do it. If not, just respect it and move on. But like I said, definitely this question is greatly important. And again, it says, what were you raised to think about sex? And who provided you with sex education? Just keep in mind, like I said, this is greatly an important question. This question, of course, opens up a lot of different things. I guess I put it that way. Because like I was just saying, the only thing I received was just that 1 hour of sex education when I was in grade school. A lot of you all probably received the same thing as well. And nobody, well, I can't say nobody, but there was not a big percentage of those who may have gotten sex education from their parents or from the church or whichever kind of environment that they were in growing up. A lot of us just did not. Like I said, there's some who did. I know that because I've spoken to a few. But like I said, the majority of us did not. And what that, of course, creates is children who grew up to be adults having the same kind of issues, wondering what's going on with their body, how to, of course, talk to their partner about sex. And it creates just a whirlwind of all these issues, the same things that we had back when we were growing up. Like I said, if we're not even told about how to, of course, talk about relationships, or what a healthy relationship looks like, or what a healthy sex life looks like, or what self-pleasure looks like, or what pleasing somebody else looks like, and how to work out. I mean, yes, I think they did talk about condoms, stuff like that, like birth control, pregnancy. That was all that they really shunned us as far as all the scary things about it, STDs and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, okay, there's more to sex than just STDs and all. Yes, you can protect yourself. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we never got taught anything about self-pleasure, pleasuring ourselves, anything along those lines to even learn ourselves. That was the main thing for me, just making sure that I know myself a lot better and know myself a lot in order to, of course, tell my partners that I had. And like I said, I had to grow into that. Of course, experiment with myself and do different things and try to see what feels good. And when I got with partners and that kind of thing, trying to see what, of course, they were doing that felt good. And if it didn't feel good, of course, letting them know it didn't feel good, that kind of thing. But like I said, to me, sex is just a big adventure. I guess you can just learn, if that's what you want it to be, learn different things as you're going on throughout your sex life and that kind of thing as well. And like I said, that's why this question is greatly important. If you have no kind of sexual upbringing, but what is it called? I guess sexual education upbringing, and you're not sure what to tell your partner, you're 18, 19, 20, 30 years old, and you're just not getting into sex and trying to try different things, and you have no idea how it feels to you first, you have to know that. Like I said, in order for somebody else to start, of course, pleasuring and pleasing you. Like I said, that's why that's greatly important. I know back then our parents wanted to, of course, shelter us in our schools and our churches, and whoever else wanted to shelter us from whatever they thought sex was going to be. I guess it's just a big taboo, as it always is. That's why I have a blog called Taboo Conversations. And like I said, it's just a big taboo. And like I said, they have to, I hope at some point, if your parents out there listening to this and you have children at home, I hope at some point that you know that raising up children and not educating your children about certain topics and certain things, especially when it comes to love, relationships, and sex, is going to create issues down the line for them as well. It's not just to steer them away. Oh my God, this is so scary. At least that's my belief. I believe that. I believe in educating the children, not of course showing them all these sex toys. I'm not saying that at all, but at least educating them about their body, the ways that their body works and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, some may not agree with that, but that's how I feel. You did, because kids will always have those questions. Some may be scared to come and tell you or even ask you, but like I said, they definitely have those questions. And like I said, you definitely have to learn to start educating your kids, of course, about their bodies, like making sure that they know, I guess, like the right names of the body parts. Not your vagina, it's the pocketbook and all this kind of stuff. I've heard all these crazy things in the past. I'm like, what is going on? Just tell them the names of these parts, y'all. That's the first thing you got to start off with. I know I did a video the other day talking about like the words of sex and that kind of thing. We definitely have to do a better job at, like I said, educating our children and our youth and those who follow behind us, and not just keeping all these things taboo. Once you learn, of course, you can always teach somebody else in a kid-friendly way. Even if it's showing them how to put a condom on a banana, just so they can know how to put condoms on when they get older, so they won't slip into the statistic of being a teenage parent or teenage mom or having all these STDs, that kind of thing. We have to educate y'all. Like I said, that's just where I come from as far as how I like to, of course, treat those around me, and especially with the kids and the adults and the young adults and that kind of thing. I'm always open. If they have a question, I'm going to answer the question, of course, kid-friendly. But of course, they may, I want to hear that. I want to hear this. That sounds gross, this kind of thing. Like I said, I always educate. I mean, yes, it may sound gross, or the name of the body part may sound crazy or whatever else it is, but those are the correct terms, and that's how things look when you're older. I guess I put it that way, and that's how things may sound, and that's how things, if you're playing with yourself, that kind of thing. I know I've been asked that before by another youth, and like I told them, of course, you have to make sure that you're doing it in your bedroom. Nobody's around you, that kind of thing. You can't be out in public doing all this stuff and all that kind of stuff. We have to teach our kids those things. Some kids don't know that they, of course, they're having all these feelings and feeling on themselves and scared to tell their mother that they may have had some type of pleasure from that kind of thing, or their father. Like I said, our kids know these things. Our kids, of course, have questions. Just be open enough and, of course, educate yourself enough to, of course, educate yourself enough to, of course, let them know what's going on. And like I said, definitely keep it age appropriate and kid friendly. But like I said, that's why questions like this is so important. I am, of course, Tonetta. Of course, I'm on here educating you all. Of course, a relationship coach and a budding sex educator. And like I said, my main thing is, of course, not raising another generation that is dumb about sex and dumb about these taboo things that we don't want to talk about as adults, but we, of course, always do. I guess I put it that way. So like I said, that's why these questions and this list, of course, yes, it's important for you all as well. But of course, when you're raising a family, have kids, that kind of thing, you have to realize they're going to have those same damn questions at some point. And of course, you have to be educated enough to, of course, and know yourself enough, and of course, know about these topics enough to, of course, educate those who are coming behind you. Like I said, I'm not just doing this for my health. I want to make sure that you, of course, understand that I'm not looking to, but with anybody, I don't care what kind of generational poverty curse, taboo conversation, whatever it is, at some point we have to get smarter and start doing something different inside of our households, y'all. Like I said, that's why this question is raising up all kinds of stuff, as you can tell, within my head and within my heart and soul. Like I said, this greatly means a lot to me. And like I said, I know that there's a lot of folks out there who still can't talk to their kids about sex, teenagers, and that kind of thing. These kids out here experimenting with all types of stuff, y'all. Other people, group sex, rainbow parties, all kind of stuff going on. And like I said, if we're not getting a grasp on stuff that's going on in our households, our kids and our youth, or whoever the hell you're raising, are out here doing all types of stuff that you have no idea what they're doing until they come up with an STD, or come up possibly been raped by somebody, or come up, of course, with a baby, that kind of thing. We have to educate when they're younger, y'all. Let them know what's going on. Not, like I said, don't talk dirty and all this kind of stuff going on and using all these inappropriate names. But of course, just make sure that you're using the right name for the right body part and that kind of thing, where you're trying to, of course, educate another. Like I said, that's why this question is so important to me, because if you were raised not, of course, thinking about not being educated about sex yourself with your parents and those who were around you, you're going to end up raising another generation that's ignorant about sex as well and don't know anything about sex, and they're out here experimenting as well and trying to figure it out what love and relationships are, that kind of thing. If I'm on here educating you, whether it's me or anybody else you're looking at, if we're on here educating you all about some of these relationships and love and sex education topics and that kind of thing, make sure that you are paying attention so that you can take back and talk to your families and your children about it. Like I said, that's just the mindset that I come from. Yes, I'm on here educating and empowering and that kind of thing, but I want to make sure that you all know, I will say that more and more as time goes on, but make sure that you all know that I want to make sure that you, of course, are educating yourself so that you can break the next power, like the next set of youth that are coming up, to let them know about sex education, let them know about relationships and how important it is to have and having to create those healthy relationships and stuff like that as well. And Mary, you said you were never educated. It was very taboo and it was dirty. So common with a lot of religions. Yeah, it definitely is. I tried to do, so that's awesome, Mary. I'm glad to hear that. That's what I was just talking about, making sure that when you're, of course, educating yourself, to make sure that you're also educating your kids and those that come behind you. So that is awesome. I love that, Mary. Thank you for saying that. So that is awesome. So like Mary was saying, and like I was saying as well, it's greatly important that we have to educate ourselves about sex, about love, and about relationships. Like I said, that's why this page exists. Yes, it's for you all adults. Yes, it is. But of course, in turn, you know that anything that you're learning, your kids are going to go through these same exact issues, not the same exact, but similar situations as they get older, go through love and first boyfriends, first girlfriends, and all these first playing around with their boyfriend in the bed or whatever it is. They have to know about these things too, y'all. Like I said, just keep it age appropriate, and of course, use the correct body part names, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, that is greatly why this question is important. Again, the question was, what were you raised to think about sex, and who provided you with your sex education? Like I said, if you haven't heard anything about sex up until this point, and you listen to what I'm saying, that kind of thing, just make sure that you know anything that's on my page. Definitely make sure that you're looking at it, make sure that you're educating yourself, and of course, don't just take my word for it. Go out and research yourself as well, so that you can better talk to your kids in whatever language they want to, of course, be talked into. Like I said, make sure that you're going to educate yourself and research as well, just in case there's something that I haven't touched on yet. Or if you want me to talk about whatever it is that you have any, a topic that you want to hear about, or something that you want to know about that you want me to, to discuss, let me know that as well. You can leave it here in the comments, or you can leave it in my inbox. Either one is fine with me. I don't care either way, y'all. But like I said, it's just greatly important that we begin to, of course, reflect on these things and figure out where we got our education from, what was going on at that time, and of course making sure that if we have not been educated, making sure that you're finding someone like me or another sex educator or another relationship coach, that kind of thing, that you can, of course, get the information from, so that you can start educating yourself about your body and your pleasures, and of course in turn then, of course, pleasing your partner, and of course being more sexual confident and stuff like that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get my butt off here. But I also want to say before I get off here, tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, as I think I may have told some of you all, that I'm a bedroom candy boutique consultant, and I will be doing an unboxing of some products that I ordered about 2 months ago, I think. I never did even open it up, so I forgot what was in there, but I did order it, I put it that way. And I think there's 4 or 5 items inside this box, so I want to make sure that you all come and check out that unboxing tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be on Sunday. tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So like I said, definitely come and check that out. I know it is some I guess some bedroom toys in there, because it's not like any Bath and Body right now at all. I may order some at some point, but right now it's more of like the sex toys and that kind of thing as well. Things that of course can help bring you pleasure. So if you want to hear about some of those and see what I'm unboxing, make sure that you'll be there tomorrow. I did put the event in the group as well, so hopefully you all have seen that. Like I said, it's tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So I hope to see you all tomorrow in the video. And like I said again, I'm Tonetta, your relationship coach and Speak Your Truth, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. And with that, I want to say take care of y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.